They call it the Bermuda Triangle of Romania, a twisted forest where electronics fail, time is said to slip, and people vanish without a trace. This is the story of Ioan Petrescu, a man who entered Hoia Forest in 2009 and came back with no memory, no shoes, and a notebook filled with symbols that have never been translated. Hit subscribe and step into the shadow gateway where reality ends and mystery begins. Located near Cluj-Napoca, Romania, the Hoia Forest has long been shrouded in fear. Shepherds feared it for centuries. Locals told stories of strange lights, voices in the trees, and people who entered and were never seen again. Ioan was a 37-year-old electrical engineer and a skeptic. He didn't believe in ghosts, aliens, nothing. He told friends he was going to hike through the forest alone for a documentary he was making about mass hysteria and superstition. He wasn't seen for 5 days. Police organized a search. Helicopters scanned the woods. Nothing. On the 6th night, just before dawn, a park ranger spotted a man walking out of the forest, barefoot, clothes torn, eyes unfocused. It was Ioan. He had a deep scratch across his chest and a notebook clutched in his hands. He didn't speak, not at first. When doctors examined him, they found signs of dehydration, exposure, and electrical burns on the soles of his feet. As for the notebook, it was full. Page after page of bizarre glyphs, spirals, interlocking circles, triangles, overlapping eyes. None of it resembled any known language. Ioan eventually recovered, physically, but mentally, he was never the same. He claimed he had no memory of what happened inside the forest, only dreams of lights, a woman with no face, and a voice whispering in Romanian, "Ai văzut, acum ești al nostru." You saw, now you belong to us. 2 years later, Ioan disappeared again, this time from his apartment. No forced entry, just an open window and a single tape recorder left on his desk. The tape contained only one sound. Deschid Poarta. Open the gate. Ioan was never found. And though many dismiss Hoia Forest as just another spooky story for tourists, the notebook still exists. It sits in a locked archive in Cluj, marked non-translatable. Some who've looked at it claim they've seen the symbols shift when not directly observed. Others say they hear faint voices the longer they stare. And a few, just a few, claim the notebook knows your name. Five men drive into the snowy California mountains. 4 never return. 1 is found dead in a trailer, starved, with food all around him. This is the real-life mystery of the Yuba County Five. February 24th, 1978. 5 friends from Yuba City, California, each with mild intellectual disabilities, attended a college basketball game in Chico. They were excited. They had their own game to play the next morning. But that night, they never came home. Their families called it in immediately. The police began looking until they found something strange. Their car, an old Mercury Montego, was found abandoned at the edge of a snowy mountain road near Oroville, far off their road home. No signs of damage. It wasn't stuck. It had gas. So why was it left? And where did they go? Months passed. In June 1978, as the snow melted, hikers discovered something horrifying. A trailer deep in the woods, almost 20 miles from the abandoned car. Inside was the body of Ted Wire, one of the missing men. He was lying on a mattress, wrapped tightly in sheets, dead of starvation and exposure. But here's what made it chilling. There was enough canned food in the trailer to last months, a working propane tank, and Ted's beard suggested he'd survived for 8 to 13 weeks after vanishing. He could have lived. He just didn't. The remains of Jack Madruga and Bill Sterling were later found 11 miles from the car, in the snow. They appeared to have died from exposure. Jack Hewitt was found scattered over a hillside, bones and clothing. Cause of death unknown. Gary Mathias, perhaps the most independent of the group, was never found. No trace, not even a shoe. So what happened? Some say they were chased. Others believe they were following someone they trusted. One witness, a man who ran out of gas near where the car was found, reported seeing a group of men and a woman with a baby that night, all near a red pickup truck. He said one of them might have been Ted, but police couldn't confirm it. Why didn't Ted eat the food? Why didn't they use the heat? Why were they so far from home, on a mountain they had no reason to be near? To this day, no theory fully fits. No answers have ever been found. It was supposed to be a short drive home. Instead, it became one of the most baffling disappearances in modern American history. This is the true story of Brandon Swanson and the final phone call that no one can explain. May 14th, 2008. Brandon was a 19-year-old college student in Minnesota. He had just finished a small end-of-semester party in the town of Canby and was driving home to Marshall, about 30 minutes away. Around 1:15 a.m., his car went off the road. No injuries, no damage, just stuck in a ditch along a gravel road surrounded by darkness and cornfields. Brandon called his parents. He sounded calm, told them he was fine, just needed a ride. He said he saw lights in the distance, likely a town, and he'd start walking toward it while they drove to find him. They stayed on the phone with him for 47 minutes. He described landmarks, fences, gravel roads. He said he could see the town's lights getting closer, but something was wrong. He kept saying he was near Lind, a small town near Marshall, but when his car was finally located, it was 25 miles away, near Taunton, wrong direction, totally off course. Still on the call, Brandon suddenly said, "Oh, shh," and then silence, no scream, no struggle, just gone. The call remained open. His parents kept speaking, hoping he'd respond, but he never did. A massive search began. Over the next weeks, hundreds of volunteers scoured the fields, rivers, and ditches. Cadaver dogs traced his scent for almost 3 miles. Then it stopped at the edge of a stream. Divers searched. Nothing. His phone was never recovered. No clothes, no body, no signs of foul play. It was as if Brandon had vanished mid-step. Some believe he fell into the stream and drowned, but no remains have ever surfaced. Others suggest he was picked up by someone, maybe not a stranger. Still others think he encountered something far stranger, something unexplainable. His parents continue to search for answers. To this day, Brandon Swanson is still missing. A working phone, a calm voice, a final sentence that ends with fear, and then nothing. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark, walking toward a distant light, be careful. You may not be walking toward town. You might be walking away from the world as you know it. Tonight, you heard 3 true stories of disappearances and mysteries that still defy explanation. If you want more tales like these, the chilling truths that slip through the cracks of the ordinary, subscribe to the Shadow Gateway now. And remember, some doors were never meant to be opened.